Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do before we get started with the chemical test is looking at temperature. So here in a moment I'm going to show you the Lamont test kits. Within that kit is a handy dandy thermometer. Before you place it in the water, you want to get the air temperature. You don't have to do anything but take a look at it, which is really interesting because when we first got started, it was a different temperature than it is now. So you just definitely want to double check and make sure. So right now, air temperature is approximately 27 degrees Celsius. Okay? And then after you get the air temperature, now is when you can place it in the water. So the idea with putting it in the water, you need to put it in and leave it in for 30 to 60 seconds. And you want to put it in a place where you can watch it, because once it stops moving and it appears to be stabilized, that's the point that you can take the temperature reading. So you don't want to put it in fast moving water. You don't want to put it out in an area where it's going to be too deep for you to do that. So what we've done is we've mimicked how you would actually be doing it, and we would do it somewhat close to the bank where it's not very fast, where there's not fast moving water, and where I feel relatively safe that I'm not going to lose my thermometer being carried downstream. So all you have to do is place it here in the water, and the water feels really warm. And we're just going to leave it in here for a little bit. This is important because the temperature is somewhat, it is correlated with dissolved oxygen, and we'll talk about that correlation here in a little bit. But this is a really important step that you don't want to forego. You need to know what the water temperature is, because especially if you're looking at collecting data at this location over time, you want to be able to see that change in temperature over time as well to help explain the observations that you're going to have. And so it's been in here. It's really not moving as far as the indicating what temperature it is. So I feel like it's a pretty safe assumption. And the water temperature is 26 degrees. So it's very comparable to what the air temperature is. This time of the year in August, that's what you would expect. If you found something that was contradictory to what you would anticipate, then you can start thinking about, well, why is that? And you can use then the rest of the data that you collect to help answer that question. That's temperature in a nutshell.